Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Files. It is November the 7th on a Sunday, and I hope everybody's having a great weekend and staying safe. First of all, I want to say thank you to over 50 subscribers. I believe I have 51 at the moment that have subscribed to the channel. So a big thank you. I really appreciate that. And if you're watching the video and you end up liking the content, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, as I'll be making more and more videos. And with that being said, anything that is expressed in this video is not to be taken as financial advice. So do not go trading your crypto based on anything that I say, show, or any of my thoughts in this video. With that out of the way, let's dive into the topic for today. It's the first look at Kadena or Kadena. I believe the pronunciation is Kadena. And this is a very ambitious project. And I say very ambitious because it reminds me of what Facebook was in some ways back in the day, where they took social media and they wanted to take over the internet and making it easy for individuals to connect content on the internet, share content on the internet by using that Facebook button. And you guys have probably seen the similar buttons with Google, where you can log into your Google account and it automatically authenticates you into a third-party service, and that's it. So I'll dive deep into how they're trying to do that. But on their main site, let's get started. It says build the future on Kadena. I keep saying Kadena, but it's Kadena. Let's take a look at the price as of today. It is sitting at $19.33. We saw an incredible spike into an all-time high of $25. And a little bit about this coin is that it's currently sitting at a market cap of $3 billion. So plenty of space to grow. And currently there are only 156 million Kadenas. It's gonna bug me for the rest of the video. So this coin is now number 55. It's climbing on the charts. And let's dive into what this is all about. And it says build without compromise on their website. How are they achieving this? Well, number one is, I'm going to run through the bullet points here, is safer smart contracts, no cost transactions. You all hear me complain about Ethereum gas fees, and this is another solution at trading or running transactions with at no cost. Number three is energy efficient at scale, right? So as you scale the network, it stays energy efficient. So you don't have the traditional issues that you have with Bitcoin, where it just harms the environment. And that can be applied to industrial scalability, right? Proven security. So some of the founders have experience with JP Morgan and have revealed the limitations of existing blockchain solutions. So they've gone ahead and taken that into account to think about security. And what really surprised me about this project is this. So Kadena runs on proof of work. Yeah, that's right, folks. You guys heard right. So we have a lot of solutions right now, like Solana, Cardano, which are proof of stake. And we see that the crypto space is moving towards proof of stake. But interestingly enough, Kadena is running on proof of work. And if you're new to crypto and you don't know what that means, I'll explain a little bit on how that works. And this is pretty much Bitcoin 2.0, in my opinion, because they've taken the entire concept of Bitcoin and they've gone ahead and ramped it up. So you've heard of Ethereum 2.0, where it's making the upgrade from proof of work to proof of stake. This almost feels like it's Bitcoin 2.0 to me. Like if Bitcoin was getting a major upgrade, this would be it. It'd be Kadena or Kadena. Apologize about that. Yeah, so those are the major points. And they got this new programming language called PACT, which is really interesting to me. You can see their partners immediately. The website, I have to say, it's extremely clean and very to the point. We got CeeLo, Cosmos, Polkadot, Ledger, Flux, Terra Luna, Wrapped, and Cellcore, just to name some. But there's major support for this with the partners that they're listing. They're big player names. The complete package, they're looking into DeFi, NFTs, and payments. We know that they have the experience with the JP Morgan. They have individuals who know about some of the things that they were looking for in regards to payment systems and security. They are integrating governance to keep everything running, and holders can vote and things of that nature. And most importantly, interop and relays. So let's take a look, and I liked their page where we start digging into the overview. So what was the vision behind Kadena? It was mass adoption. That is the number one thing that they wanted to make sure that they accomplish with this project. So chain technology and ecosystems, connecting it to the business world, and that business world needed to be reimagined from the ground up when we talk about blockchains. So their entire vision was, how can we take crypto blockchain technology and apply for mass adoption, not only for the retail investor and hobbyists and programmers, but really push it so that the business world can adopt it, right? So right now, I've often said to family and friends that I don't believe that Ethereum right now can do that because of the gas fees. It's unsustainable. If you have a product that is on the Ethereum network and you're trying to sell it, one transaction is going to cost you sometimes up to $200 to $300. How are you going to sell something that is $10 and then charge $250 gas fee? And I feel like that's what they're expressing here, right? If you have an application that runs on your phone, you need to run a transaction or a smart contract, it's going to cost you gas fees. And until we see that actually happen with Ethereum 2.0, businesses cannot build on the Ethereum network, right? We do have solutions such as Solana and obviously Polygon? Yeah, Polygon, so formerly known as Matic. But one thing that I keep hearing about Solana is the security was not in mind, and they're sacrificing it with speed in the transactions that they process with Solana. So something to think about. Behind the tech, Stuart Popejoy, I hope I pronounced that right. If Mr. Popejoy, you are watching, it led the JP Morgan emerging blockchain group. So he has knowledge in regards to payment systems and security that is needed within the financial world. Will Martino was recruited from his role as the tech lead from the SEC's cryptocurrency steering committee, which is just major. This might play a role into making sure that they're following laws and the SEC's regulations, which we haven't seen much of, but they're starting to play a major role in a lot of these cryptocurrencies. So together, Stuart and Will built JP Morgan's first blockchain, which is very impressive. I haven't done any research into the JPM coin, but you know that there's an agenda there for mass adoption and used by the banking system. Kadena's advisory team consisted of experts such as Dr. Stuart Haber, the co-inventor of the blockchain and the most cited author in Satoshi Nakamoto's renowned 2008 Bitcoin white paper. And I believe this is why this is actually reminded me of why it just sounds like Bitcoin 2.0, right? So the advisory team consisted of Dr. Stuart Haber, and I hope I pronounced that as correctly as possible. And it really reminds me of why it reminds me of Bitcoin. A lot of reminds there. Build without compromise. That is another section that they focused on. So like I mentioned, they're focused on security. They want to take the security that is found in Bitcoin, but then have virtually no gas fees for transactions. And they also have their new programming language, which is called PACT. It's the most secure smart contract language with built-in bug detection. Detection. That sounds amazing. Just from a programming perspective, that sounds insane. To be able to write an application and then have the actual language to let you know if there are bugs written on the smart contract. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi world. So I want to take a look at it. I want to learn it and see what it's all about. They've thought about different avenues to make this project very unique. So far, we have scalability that is possible, the security of Bitcoin, which a lot of people like, proof of work, which doesn't matter because they keep low, there's a low use of electricity and resources. And they have a new programming language that's actually going to make sure that these smart contracts don't have bugs in them. So that gives developers the ability to really take a concept and launch it in days versus months without having to build from scratch, which will eventually give developers the ability to build products on this chain, right? But to get mass production, blockchain technology and the ecosystem connecting it to the business world, it needed to be reimagined from the ground up. And this is where they start to tap into what I've seen with Facebook in the past and Google sign in on the past, or like sign on. Like if you use your credentials for Google, use your credentials for Facebook, throughout the web, you'll see places and websites that are littered with single sign-on buttons that if you have a Facebook account or a Google account, you can just click on them and then it authenticates you and you log in, right? And I feel like that's what they're doing with Kadena. They're starting to think of those little things of how can we make this very useful and very seamless for the everyday user. And that comes with the safer smart contracts and the future of PACT. Right now, it's fundamentally different from other contract languages. It's readable by non-developers. It's automatically detect bugs, freeing you from exploits you'll face on the Ethereum and other unsafe platforms. It's been battle tested in production applications for over 2 years, so they know this works. And a little bit about the future of PACT. PACT is the first truly human-readable smart contract language. It lets anyone write clearly, directly, and safely onto the blockchain, a true advance for automated contracts. So it says that it allows anyone to write clearly and directly onto a blockchain smart contract. So that is huge. If it's human readable, I'm thinking you don't need a programmer to program this smart contract. Potentially, grandma in the future will be writing her own smart contract. PACT automatically also detects bugs, so there's no need for somebody to be debugging the code that was written. And the differences with other contract languages, finding bugs and making sense of the fine print can be nearly impossible. When you reference code from other smart contracts, you also stay in control of what happens within your smart contract. Within your transaction, even if they change your code. So external code that is coming in for the transaction, will not be able to take over control of your transaction, which is another layer of security, right? Kadena is designed to power global financial systems. No surprise there. We see that there is support from former JP Morgan individuals who worked on the JPM coin, and they've added that onto the architecture. And Kadena is the only scalable layer 1 proof of work platform capable of scaling to settle more than 9 million trades executed on the NYSE each day. Which is just huge. This is what makes it very unique, that it's the only scalable layer 1 proof of work platform. The most used layer 1 proof of work platform is Bitcoin, and we know the limitations within Bitcoin. The network gets bogged down, and it truly isn't a network that would be able to handle such things as transactions for financial systems. And and it's just not sustainable. Again, proven security, they're taking pretty much what they've seen that's really good with Bitcoin, and they've taken it to a whole another level. So this video here actually explains it very well on what they're actually relying on in regards to how they've taken the concept of the Bitcoin blockchain, and they've pretty much have created Bitcoin 2.0, and that's because they're braiding the blockchains, and as the ledger validates the transactions and it starts to scale and there's high demand for the transactions to be processed, they create another chain, and then that chain will work with the previous chain in making sure that the transaction that's being processed is verifiable. So I'm going to play this quick video because they